Technology is about to make a huge leap. The old tablets, the old iPad, 10-inch big black edge screen is going to be replaced by a screen that goes right to the edge, half the weight, very thin, lightweight to hold in bed to read. And this, if you look at, those are my two ebooks that I'm doing, all three delivered at once for $19. Got a keyboard on it, and it'll be marketed as such. This is what the new 11-inch tablet potential is, and it can act as a laptop, a very competitive laptop. This is where the future is going. Use it as a laptop, use it as a camera, use it to hear your favorite music. It's my Hidden Records book. The thing about this is you can word search, you can zoom in, you can read it like that, and if you want bigger font, read it sideways and zoom in. This is the future of books. A whole library can fit in here. You can take pictures instantly and look at a full-size 11-inch picture. We need to save our forests. Please consider my ebook offer. 3 for the price of $19. You get all 3. This is the book now in e-format. The scholastic approach I explain about, how we do this so that it's measurable. And that's one of the correlations now in the whole grand plan. I'm just looking at Andromeda here. You can see the correlations: big, small, big, big, small, big, little groupings here, little cluster there, and that's opening up to 3. This is how astronomers have chosen to show Andromeda. Is it a coincidence the pyramids do the same thing? Star map Egypt, here we go. I take the Robert Bauval theory of Giza, but I do not agree with the Red Pyramid and the Bent Pyramid being Taurus. They do not explain the most important and oldest in the middle. These are the stars I look at: Sirius, through Giza, Orion's belt, through Taurus, to that most important area, the place of the gods. I question the Sphinx and what the Sphinx has to do with it, and here's where I made one of those breakthroughs. If you measure the angle between the Sphinx, that angle Z, and the angle between the belt stars of Orion and Leo, it's basically identical. As above, so below. And it's telling you to look at the pyramids from above. The Sphinx secret: look at the pyramids from above to find the place of the gods. The first part of the star map here is from near the Nile Delta, from that one through Giza to these. I've got them named in the next one. Here we go, the Abu Rawash Pyramid, there's Giza, and here we have Abu Sir, and the exit marks the spot. And the two here were the two brightest of Taurus, Zawad El Arian, even the name, El Arian, El Dabar An. Looking at Giza from above, I found an old map that shows ruins in these two places. Coincidentally, if you change the ratio of Orion, emphasizing the importance of the belt, these two brightest stars of Orion's belt seem to have ruins to correlate. And if you look at the one ruin, that area there looks like actual, let's see if I can zoom in here. There, if you look at it, it looks like block ruins, doesn't it? Or is it just sedimentary? That needs to be proven. Okay, star map Teotihuacan. This is now 2003 published, okay? I realized that there were hills in line with the causeway, a group of 7 hills. If this is Orion's belt, and we have 3 basic correlations here I'm going to look at. That little one, this one, and the main one. And this is what I think it's showing. It's the Pleiades on the horizon with a mystery star, but these are not yet acknowledged as pyramid ruins. When they first found these large ruins, they were covered in dirt. They just looked like hills. We need to go in there and check. They are quarrying in there at the moment. Maybe it's because there's quite a coincidence that the stones being quarried are usable for blocks. And here's my correlation theory. It's not the size of the stars, it's the actual luminosity. I've shown luminosity sizes here where they seem to correlate. Star map Tikal. That's the general layout of the Tikal area. There are lots of larger pyramids that were built later. You see them here in tubes to celebrate seasons. So we've got to look only at the old plan, which is in yellow. That's what I believe correlates with it. I believe obviously the ship of Pakal is the same as the Egyptian ship of Ra. It's basically that which flies and traverses the heavens. I've got a picture here of the Maranja near Levanta. This carving shows it looks like earphones and a microphone. I'm sure I'm not the first to show that. It's similar to our astronauts. Star map Angkor. Angkor Wat. It seems the most important part of Angkor is the Pre-Ko Bakong area, where there's a cluster of 7 temples. There is the clue. I show that the stars of Perseus correlate with Angkor beautifully, absolutely beautifully. And there's the X that marks the spot in Rolyos. Stars, Pleiades down there, follow the Perseus leg. They've used Perseus to show the way to the 7 temples cluster and one very important large pyramid. What I do is I compare pyramids all over the world, different reasons you'd think, but they actually all seem to be the same reason, to map out the most important stars. How, for example, in China you can see a group of 3. Martin Molnagov of Hungary has taken this in a whole new direction. The sacred symbol, the leg of the bull, as the Pleiades. Now, up until my book was published in 2003, scholars said this was the Big Dipper, the Egyptian leg of the bull. I've got new videos to show. There's a lot more proving that it is the Pleiades. In a Japanese pyramid, there's also a depiction of the Pleiades here, and I'll look at the ancient star mural on the roof and see a very obvious correlation. I won't go into that. The Nama tablet, I've updated it on my YouTube channel. The dragons interacting, the bull of Taurus, and the man interacting with the bull. That's the important part. Now there's the leg of the bull symbol, and there's this chisel symbol. They both seem to be showing the same thing in different epochs. Here it is, right here. I'm going to zoom in on here. There's 7 markings on this little piece here that goes to the back of the bull's head. The bull's head's bending down. He's touching him to say, hey, there's my secret. And he's touching the bull's leg, which is emphasized here. And he's saying, yes, I know your secret. Human origins from 3 dots, 3 sun-like stars, near the 7 dots that are on the back of the bull, Pleiades. My star interpretations. This could be representing of a star. That's not new. That's a star that is also not sun-like. That is where I come. That's my breakthrough. This is a sun disk of a religious cult, but it's sun or sun-like star. That's my new interpretation that needs to be acknowledged. A crescent, not the moon, but an exoplanet. Big difference. The bull's horns are the bull of Taurus. This is the status given to kings that are from Taurus. And of course the Dendara disc with, sun disc with crescent on its back and him pointing. That's all updated in my new video. And how Horus Orion shows the way. He's got the Orion's belt. He shows with the pointer to find. In this case they show the leg with a little bull crown. Same thing. And actually all 3 are all the leg with a bull crown with 7 stars around them in most cases. And that it's not killing the bull, it's actually showing the way to the leg. And then Tauret and Sobek are also tied with the human DNA code to this leg. Humans is teaching of the seeding of humanity from the leg of the bull, the Pleiades. There's the coffin lid that really shows it. That little thing there, amplified, large star, the rest around it. There is the leg of the bull, there's the Pleiades. And of course I go through other coffin lids and other interpretations which are pretty widespread. my partner and I at the most important star map, the star map of the Senma tomb. And that's what it looks like. I go through both sides of it. You can see Orion's belt is reinterpreted here as well. I think Paval came across that as well. And then it's the star with the beam of light coming down from it, and Horus, Orion showing the way to the leg. Different interpretations of the leg of the bull with 7 stars and Tauret. Go through the different interpretations from different temples, all showing the same thing, and why the leg is placed in the middle of the Dendara zodiac disc. And if you look closely at this seeding of humanity from the Pleiades, you'll see there's a, let's make this bigger, there we go, man with bull crown from Taurus, lady with him, possibly an Adam and Eve description. There's a star on a rod with a bird on top of a bull. Could it be any more clearer? The Inca star map. I look at the gold star map, the tablet that's at Coricancha, and show a full breakdown of all the components, Pleiades, exoplanet, traveling from Orion's belt through Taurus, the god speaking to the Inca king. And then they do the same theme for Earth, maze, firmament. We have planet, firmament, so they've done the same theme. They put South America in there, I believe. That's a new theory. And they're showing the cosmic dragon. I thought it was Leo originally, but it's just basically the cosmic dragon that goes around the whole temple and comes back to this journey. So this is the journey of the cosmic dragon that goes around the temple into the, this is a wall on the temple that's been reenacted from the last of the great Mayan chiefs. And it's that star map right there through Taurus, exoplanet, Pleiades. Pleiadian gods chapter. First of all, look at the shape of that. That's definitely the Pleiades, discs that fly, exoplanet, wearing fish-like bodysuits. They show a fish on the back of him. Poenana. Many Pleiades interpretations that I take from different seals. They're all very, very conclusive. I go through so many seals here. This proof is indisputable. The god inside the flying disc, and the teach flight obviously with wings. That's a well-known theory that's been going for a long time before me. Then we get to the most important Sumerian tablet with the man holding either a lever or a club, as Orion, man with a belt, emphasized. And I've shown that it's the Pleiades, and the X that marks the spot is in the right position. We look at the German disk, the Nebra disk, Pleiades and 3 sun-like stars. Could be a celestial boat, but up to recent developments, we've shown that these are the 3 suns. They've got 2 different crescent effects. That's not a celestial boat, that's been updated, and I questioned it in this book as well. The Dawning of Advanced Knowledge, Chapter 9. A bull on a wall showing the seeding of the bull, the male anatomy of the bull, and it's being birthed type of thing, coming from the back of the bull, or it's maybe some of the details lost from the back of the bull, where that line once maybe existed. But it's a man with a bird head, no doubt about that. So I realized this was Horus. I was the first to say that, I'm pretty sure, in 2003. Actually did it many years before, but only published in 2003. And then it's saying founding civilization, an arrow to the ground. And then it goes through something that's missing to that bird, telling the story of seeding humanity from the Pleiades. Orion's, not the male, sorry, it's the Orion male anatomy and not a belt at all, showing the way, the old way. Showing on another wall, cluster of stars as Orion. In 2003, I was one of the first to figure this was Orion and Pleiades, and then I realized the detail here is what's in relation to the leg of the bull. Looks like a face. Let's zoom in on that. Looks like a face. You can just see the 2 eyes, mouth. Could be bull horns that once existed there, but it's following little tiny dots that were made, and it's very, very faded. Showing that. No stars. Is a nice enhancement of what looks like an old bearded white man
white-haired man, white beard, white hair. And the Pleiades. Now you can see those little dots, definitely dots. Comparing it, the X marks the spot. Star Map Stonehenge, Chapter 10. I realized the winter-born Stoke barrows look very much like the Pleiades, and I put this to the test as being the Pleiades, and it correlates. It's showing that orientation and position near the main Stonehenge. Remember, Stonehenge is just the circle in the middle. It has an outer piece as well. It's making the circumpolar symbol for Egyptian sun symbols, an outer circle and a dot in the middle. This one even adds an exoplanets, and there's 4 of them actually. It's been updated. Ancient murals that show traveling to the Pleiades with the cosmic serpent from a cave. Wait until you see where that comes from. And then deciphering the whole layout of the 5 trilithon stones with the human code. It's giving a star pattern message, and the human code fits exactly in there. And that's a big part of the thing, finding out the original Da Vinci man code. He's got emphasized 3 little muscles on his 6-pack. He's not that muscular, yet he has these dimples emphasized. There's a lot more to that. But anyway, that's the proper code, and I got this from somewhere else, and I'll show you now. Where the hands are in the upper position, makes 3 equilateral triangles, 2 right-angled triangles. I was the first to show this. A lot of people are running with it now, just saying, it's old knowledge. But there's what I think it represents, a sun-like star with exoplanets. There is the Da Vinci man up close. You can see the star, you can see the human form. That is what I brought forward in 2003. Okay, forgive the idiot who's posing. I don't know who he is, some idiot. Anyway, showing that the human form does work. Then I tested it in Giza. The human geometry code is right here. Slightly different, but it does generally show complicated geometry to get the 3 equilateral triangles and 2 right-angle triangles. So what it's doing is it's showing the pyramids are being held by the Vitruvian man, just like Horus Sakar does in the Senma tomb with his long rod on his shoulders. He has the shoulders of the man, like that, okay? And the rod is showing all 3 of those corners are in an exact straight line. That's the only line that joins all 3 of the pyramids as the way show it. The Mars enigma. What's on Mars? Scholars found that Mars was once like the Earth. It had oceans. It would have no doubt had the same life development on the planet. It would have been the jewel of the solar system. Low radiation from sun and gentle light. They had some claims that there was life found in fossils, all refuted, of course. There it is, the first Viking image, enhanced color, color added. Now that we know that it was a butterscotch type coloring, so all I did was enhance and add the color to the original Viking image. Shows a Pleiades correlation. This correlation I've shown with, so you can swap between the 2 images in the book, flip between pages, or just simply look at every single thing here. Large, small, small, large, small, small. We have 2 up there, 2 up there. We have 2 exit marks of spots. We have the face monument, 5-sided pyramid. It's a human form showing the way in here again to the face, a human face. And the one I've left out the corner was for a good reason at the time of publishing. I was warned that the Freemason document is too similar to this, and I will cause an uproar if I show this, all 3 of them. Since then, I've had all the uproar, so I've shown it, so it's all done and dusted. But we look at just the 2 targets in this one, and the correlations now with the lines. You can see flipping between the 2, it's easy on the book as well. But nothing beats the ebook for this sort of thing. And there's an extra one here. There was an X-ray source from here. This was once a bright star. Remember, there's all nebula here. The nebula is probably formed from a dying star. And then we have a missing, there should be 2 stars correlating here. We have one that's ruined and a crater, an impact crater that is there. That's no doubt where one was destroyed. You can just see the outer edge of it. It's very flat. That's a nice picture of the Pleiades and Mars, one without lines, one with lines, and then of course you can compare back and forth. The correlations are unbelievable. Look at the set of 3 over here. There they are. We have 2 above, where are we? These 2 up here seem to be correlating with 2 up there, and those little anomalies. 3 around there. 1, 2, 3, yep, around there. This is the nebula. I think this is the source of the X-ray source. This is definitely not think. And this is what I think is the remains of what caused something terrible to happen in the Pleiades, and maybe why the ancients came to the Earth. They probably had a lost world because of that great explosion. This is what I think it once looked like. Press pause and come back later. And then we look at the geometry. There is so much geometry here. And now we compare Tikal with Mars. It's almost identical. 2 exit marks the spots, very well recognized. The third one is even in here as well. It's a special little place there. There it is, just out of the picture, but let's think of just the 2 for the book. Face on Mars, enhanced and upgraded. I had that one as well. It's not very clear, is it? So what I waited for, just before publishing, something amazing happened. They let the high resolution one come out. So I took this as the source, and then I put the same light and shadow from this one, which is not a lie. The sun's down that way, you get those shadows. There's no trick of light and shadow. Those are the real shadows. And put those shadows back over this one. I got that. Now the eye looks beautiful. I've enhanced that area as well. Nose. There's even a little pyramid that was on the forehead, and that's a very important part, because when you do a star correlation test on a star program, a little star comes into position right over there at 17,250 years ago. It's probably a bearded man. Look at the face geometry. It's probably one that looked very much like that. I've updated that as well with some new data. Here's the area of block-like ruins where I showed where the shuttle is. They're this size stones. Coincidence? The human codex on Mars. There it is. I'm looking at all 3 now, testing them. The 5-sided pyramid on Mars. Does it have the code? Absolutely. And I look at the geometry in this particular small insert. It looks like a stick man on one of the pyramids, also showing human form. And then of course compared to geometry of the human being, looking at some of the anomalies up close. Decoding the Mars message. You have the face monument, the human form showing the way to the face, and it goes right to the center of the forehead. And there's a ratio to measure how to find it, using that as the X line that aligns with it, and it's actually 5 units. Just like we sent a human code on our satellites going into deep space to say this is who we are and where we come from, in Mars they did the same thing. If you're looking from a deep space telescope, this is the twist of the story in the whole book. I'm going to be a bit of a spoiler, but you need to know in advance. This is visible in deep space. You can go with a 10 times resolution Hubble telescope and look at Mars from our nearest sun stars, and with the right telescopes, the right computer focusing, you would be able to see all the detail and know that that planet was colonized by people that came from this star area of the Pleiades.
With the earlier Sumerian clay tablets' precise version of the cosmic human origin star map, and how it matched the template at Stonehenge, would come the mindset that had Herschel set out to search the Atlantic Ocean seabed. It would be this clue that would culminate in this documentary's biggest revelation.
As the world was counting down to 2012, I was watching Google Earth, looking for ruins, refreshed my page, and I saw that. I recognized that curvature from somewhere. This could be a computer code. I think it's first contact. The ancients are returning. I've published a book, Herschel's Atlantis, and there's a 2-hour documentary you'll see at the end of the video. These are my 3 books. I'm trying to promote Saving Forests, $19 for all 3, 1 delivery.
Please consider becoming a flame keeper in the here and now, or when you are gone, or as an activist. Please press pause and come back to this and you'll see the detail. But as a flame keeper, you become part of the quest to secure the interpretational copyright and visibility of the hidden records. That is the difference.